Sometimes the small wins that you hit your marks at kind of go underrated because you just want to reach that big goal, right? So
Yeah.
the small goals don't take those for granted because ultimately they're gonna grow into what you really want to hit your marks at. And it takes time. It's not, microwavable success. It takes 3 to 4 months to see a real, transformation in your body. And that's just not including the eating part, the nutrition, because it goes hand in hand. So I think those are the key factors of really seeing the fitness goals and hitting the marks.
That's Jonathan Jackson Williams, a transfer student at Cal State Dominguez Hills, majoring in kinesiology. We discussed the balancing act of physical fitness and self-care and the importance of listening to your body. We touched on practical fitness tips, the significance of rest, strategies to prevent that freshman 20, and overcoming learning differences with resources and perseverance. Tune in to transform your fitness goals and your overall well-being. This is the Academic Survival Podcast, and I'm your host, Dr. Chandra McDonald. Statistics show that approximately 40% of students drop out of college every year. In fact, nearly 30% drop out their first year. Well, I am on a mission to improve these stats. Welcome to the Academic Survival Podcast. Today I have with me Jonathan Jackson Williams, who is a student at California State University, Dominguez Hills. Jonathan, welcome to the Academic Survival Podcast.
Hi, super excited to be here today.
Yay! So let's start from the very beginning. Now, I know you go to Cal State Dominguez Hills. And before that, you're a transfer student, right?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about where you were, where you transferred from, and your decision into going to Dominguez Hills.
So I transferred from Mount San Antonio Community College.
Mount Sac?
That's in Pomona. Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Mount Sac. Yes, I went to Mount Sac. And so I ran track there. My decision of choosing Cal State Dominguez Hills is they had a very good program in fitness and really what I wanted to do in kinesiology programming there. And a lot of other colleges didn't have my major that I was looking for.
Mm-hmm.
And so it also came down to cost as well.
Yeah.
And so it just was a win-win situation. I actually really do love it here. Great networking and people here at the school, and very diverse, very, very diverse place. And so, yeah, it's really a good match.
Okay.
It's really a good match.
Good. So your major is what?
Fitness director option, kinesiology.
Kinesiology, which does not mean you're moving things with your mind, right?
No.
So tell us about the major.
So the major entails of a couple of things. It entails of fitness, but not only just fitness. It branches off to nutrition. It branches to physical therapy. So many umbrellas under fitness that you can do that are tied to the major. And so, yeah, I've learned a lot. Learned a lot through this major.
And you're specifically interested in the fitness director aspect of it?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes, most definitely in the fitness director aspects.
Okay. And as a fitness director, what does that mean? Is that like at a fitness facility or for a professional sports team? What does that mean?
So fitness director, it means you can branch off to a couple of things. You can own a gym if you have a fitness director option because you're a director of that gym.
Okay.
So you can own that gym. Or you can branch off to nutrition because it ties to fitness because you have to eat well and you have to work out. And you can be a personal trainer. You can also do a fitness class at like on online. You can have your own business online because of fitness director
Mm-hmm.
option. And so those are the main ones that I know of. Physical therapy can go under fitness director option because of the aspect of you're working with the body and it just ties to fitness.
Wow,
And,
that's a lot.
and so, yeah, so there's a many of ways you can look at fitness director option. And so, yeah, I think it's a really good major, and I've learned a lot.
And all around, it sounds like everything you need to have like a healthy lifestyle. And I have a little bit of experience in that. I am kind of undergoing physical therapy. I haven't been in a minute, but I was.
That's okay.
I was doing physical therapy because I did get injured during weight training. And then today I went on a run today and I had to go really slow. The last time I had my physical therapy session, he did say that I could go back to running, even though it was a shoulder injury.
Hmm.
He wants me to take it slow. Like don't go doing sprints,
Yes,
which I will
makes
do, by
sense.
the way. I will get on the track and I will run a sprint and then
Be
be like,
careful.
woo, that was a lot. I don't remember having to huff and puff this much at the end. With this major, like what have you found to be like most rewarding?
The rewarding part would be just knowing how much I'm still learning about the body, about fitness, and things that I just didn't even know that ties into fitness. Especially when I took anatomy, I think that was the turning point of me learning more about the body because I already knew how to like work out, eat well, but really learn how the body works and operates when you really need to treat your body, like a car.
Mhm.
So that's how one of my professors had put it. It's like treat your body like a car. You could take it to, get an oil change or just anything like a tire. So, but we don't do the same when it comes to our body. And so really listening to your body when you feel like you're out of gas when doing a workout or you're trying to push to your marks and goals.
Mhm.
Sometimes the small wins that you hit your marks at kind of go underrated because you just want to reach that big goal, right? So,
Yeah.
but he says the small goals don't take those for granted because ultimately they're going to grow into what you really want to hit your marks at. And it takes time. It's not, microwavable success, as he also stated, and I think as well too. It takes 3 to 4 months to see a real, transformation in your body. And that is not including the eating part, the nutrition, because it goes hand in hand. So I think those are the key factors of really seeing the fitness goals and hitting the marks and really telling this to myself as well too. So
You said something that reminded me of a book that I'm reading called, well, I just finished it, called Psychology of Money.
mm,
And it said, it's basically like don't underestimate the power of compounding interest because you're not going to
mhm.
get rich overnight. But if you are steadily saving money, you will eventually see that you've grown a nice a nice little amount of money there. And it's all about the compounding interest. And so what I hear you saying is that it takes time to reach your
Course.
fitness goals and it's the step by step, it's a little progress, but overall it's a lifestyle change.
Absolutely.
Just like you have to
And
learn how to live within your means, you have to
yes,
learn how to diet and fitness within your means.
absolutely.
Yeah. So, what do you specifically want to do with this degree?
It's very interesting. I really want to have my own gym and open up multiple gyms for not only just the athletes, but for the general public and really see people be happy and transforming their body. That's the main goal of
Mm,
why I'm doing this. And see the happiness on their faces like, okay, yes, I can do this. I can accomplish this. I did it. I hit the goals that I need to. I ate well. I changed some things about my body. I can see results in my face, in my, every part of my body. And, I think that's the rewarding part is just seeing how happy someone can be about transforming their body. And so it touches me a little bit because everybody wants to have these goals. And so if they don't hit it in a certain amount of time, they feel, self conscious. And so I think, they don't really take into account the small wins of just getting up and going exercising, or just eating well and meal prepping and taking the time to really focus on what really is important, which is just a lifestyle change.
You said a word, transformation. And I hear that that's really what everybody is paying for. What I mean by that
Yes.
is when it comes to like fitness, we're looking for
Mm.
a transformation. But when we go to get our hair done, we're looking for a transformation.
Right.
When we go shopping and we're looking for new clothes, like that's like ultimately that's what we all pay for, whether it's the new car, the new clothes, a new home. It's transformation. We are steadily trying to move from one state to another. And that transformation, the physical one, is a big one because it can be life changing. Well, not can be, it is life changing.
Yes. It's very life changing. And so I think we just got to remember to tell ourselves, congratulate ourselves for a good job, or just even waking up and going to the gym, or meal prepping, making sure that we eat the correct macros, we're getting our proteins, we're getting our veggies. What we eat is on our plate is healthy to, what we need in our body, and getting adequate sleep too. I think that's
Ooh,
another underrated piece.
ooh, I am so guilty.
even if we even if we don't get the proper sleep at sometimes, even just taking a nap, that will work because your body's refreshed. Your body needs rest is the main thing. You're not going to see goals without getting some form of rest and recovery. And
Ah,
so I think the recovery piece is key and is lost. I feel like because everybody wants to be at the gym, go hit the gym twice a week, 3 times a week, whatever, how many times a week they want to get, but they're not really resting their body
yeah.
because they get sore, but they're like, I gotta hit the gym because I don't want to feel lazy. If I don't get it for one day, I see another pound of whatever pound of my body, or whatever it is, you're going to see. It's going to be an up and down process. It's going to be that type of movement.
Yeah, I think
And
that we
so,
have in our minds what let me speak for myself. I have in my mind what fitness looks like and feels like. There's a certain feeling, like that exhaustion, that sweat, like that makes you feel like you have worked out. And a
yes,
lot of times that that rest that your body needs doesn't feel like progress. It doesn't,
right,
we associate, well, I associate progress with doing. And so when I am
right.
not doing, I feel like I'm not making progress. And so taking that rest,
Mhm.
although I know I need it, I'm bad at it. And I know that like when I do weight training, I get really sleepy. And
That's
that's
part
like,
of it.
yeah, it's like, and it's like my body obviously needs it. I get sleepy from weight training. But yeah, like those days off are important. And sometimes it doesn't feel like sometimes it doesn't feel like progress. But just knowing it is encouraging. It's like, yeah, you don't have to push yourself every day.
No, you can literally. I learned from. I think my coach told me, he's like, in track and field in junior college. He says even on our off days, you're still winning because you're recovering your body and getting ready for the next practice.
Yeah.
You're treating your body. You're going in cold tubs. You're stretching. You're rolling out your muscles that are sore. And so I think that's really where it clicked, was like, oh, snap, I see progress because I rested on Tuesday. I had a really hard workout Monday. So I'm resting Tuesday, getting treatment. And there's a light workout. I'm still putting workout in, but I'm resting essentially. And then Wednesday I can go back at it and be at the top end goal, or the
Yeah.
top weight training that I need to do. If it's running up and down hills, if it's just being in the weight room, chest day or leg day, any day it
Speaking
works
of
in the weight room.
Yeah, speaking of running up and down hills, have you ever been to Sand Dune Park?
What was that?
Sand Dune Park.
No, I have not.
Oh, it's I think they charge you to work out there, but they didn't used to, and it's awesome. It's just a super large sand dune. It's in Manhattan Beach, and it's good. It's a good one. Or even running the Santa Monica stairs. Have you done that?
I've not done that one
Oh,
either.
okay. Two things you'll have to check out, especially if I don't
Well,
know if you enjoy working out outdoors, but two things
I do.
two things you'll have to
I
check
do.
out. All right, so okay, for students who are interested in also going down this same path, maybe someone who's graduating from high school and is looking to have this as their major, what are some of the things that you think are most challenging about this major?
I think what's challenging is knowing that you're coming from high school where there's a setting where you're pretty much given the information. And so going into this major, you're going to have to do a lot of research on your own and really push yourself to not only just know the information because of a class, but know it once I get the piece of paper.
Mm,
And so I think once you switch your mindset to that, it's like, okay, how can I use this when I'm done with this
okay.
major and I get the paperwork? How can I use it in the everyday life? What can I take from the classes that I've taken to help other people on their journey to their fitness goals and reach what you really want to get to, which is fitness and being a personal trainer? If that is your goal, you want to be a personal trainer, you got to make sure, hey, you have to be able to eat well. You have to be able to sleep. You have to be able to recover. You have to know all of those things and the steps that it takes and charting each and everybody's
Mm,
notes down because you need to know that I need to know what every individual is different. So for someone over here, they may need to do more leg work and focus on their nutrition. Somebody over here may need extra time stretching and working on their form. And so there's different layers to what you need to accomplish each and every day that you're in a class. You got to just kind of switch your mind to how can I use this post college. So
yeah.
that's kind of how I look at it, and it took me a while to really do that. I think this
Okay.
past couple years, I kind of switched my mindset to that.
Okay. What have you found to be the barriers or challenges in this field?
Being able to manage my time
Mm,
and do the assignments on time and not rushing and being thorough with my work. I think that was a challenge, and so also just you know, for me, it's I have a learning difference, so it takes me a lot of time to understand information for the average student. And so I have to take extra time, extra days to grasp some concepts that a normal student would grasp in a day or two, or that night, or whatever. And so for me, I just had to learn how I learn and figure out
mm,
what ways are effective to getting to understand the information, putting it on a piece of paper even in group projects or just projects that I've had to do by myself. And so I think just the extra time it takes for me to understand the concepts, it can be a bit challenging because I can get a bit discouraged. Hey, like, why didn't I understand that the first time? That's just how my brain operates and I've accepted it. And so,
I love that.
those are just challenges that I deal with on a day to day basis.
Okay. Okay. So you mentioned that you had a learning difference. What exactly does that mean? And how comfortable are you sharing that?
Most definitely, I'm most comfortable. It's called auditory processing disorder, and what it entails is I can read something, but I don't really process it as fast as enough as the next person who doesn't have this learning disability. And so processing and memorizing the information takes me a lot longer, and comprehension is it's difficult in a sense to where I need to go back and reread the work that I have. And so it takes me an additional hours just to understand at least like one concept or a couple of concepts. And so for me, it's challenging. I've dealt with it my whole life, of course, but I have a team around me, my parents. I have a life coach that I have keeps me organized. And so from there, that's the less steps that I have to take and really just understanding. I take time. I have tutors. I go to tutoring a lot more. I'm in there so many hours, after hours in the library, early up mornings, looking at videos, writing stuff down, and ultimately just doing extra work that
Jonathan, this is fascinating. You have no idea like how fascinating this is because it takes me a long time to get like stuff done.
yeah.
And so I'm like, I'm listening to you and I'm like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I think I may have stumbled onto something here.
Yeah.
OMG. No, I am not joking. So quick story. When I graduated from high school, I had a decent enough GPA to get grants, right? But then when I got into
Hmm.
college, I was so overwhelmed with the amount of reading because I don't read
Yes.
fast.
Yes.
For me, I know for sure it has something to do with my eyes. When I read one line, when it's time for me to read the next line, sometimes I'll reread the
Mhm.
same line because my eyes don't
Okay.
track well with what I'm reading. And so
Okay.
it would take me a long time. And so I am so like thankful for Audible because I can go through
Yes.
books now so quickly, and I don't have a
Yes.
problem with learning. But if the only way for me to get the information is to read it, it is going to take me longer. I have to take notes when I'm reading in order
Mhm.
for me to
Yes.
comprehend it. And so yeah, so it takes me a while to get stuff done. But oh, when I turn it in, you're gonna have a fantastic product. Trust me.
Absolutely. The product's gonna be there.
It is going to be there and it is going to be awesome, but it is going to take me some time. So I thank you for sharing that because there are other students who may hear this and say, "Wait a minute, if I get the help that I need, there's always a workaround." And that's what I hear you saying is that you found your workaround in order for you to be successful at reaching your goal.
Yes.
That is
So
awesome.
I am a part of the disability access program for my school, and I took a test, and I look at all the marks that I needed to hit, but it wasn't until this year where I really like saw like, oh wow, I need to improve on this. I'm good at this. Okay, I'm not afraid to ask for help now. The professors know about it. They finally have the documents to where I can get the help that I need, the assistance, because you could tell a professor, but they have a million students in the class, so
Yeah.
you have to continuously to remind them, like, hey, like I need the extra help. And so a lot of professors, they give you the grace that they understand what you're dealing with if you tell them up front and keep reminding them. Others don't. I've dealt with both sides.
Yeah.
And so just for me, it's just being diligent about saying, look, I have this learning difference, but also I'm not going to let this stop me. So I just learn to embrace it, learn how to, take flashcard notes if, I need to. I listen to the actual lectures a lot longer. I re-listen to lectures, which is very, very helpful just to listen to them and write notes down, and you can pause them and you can really be interactive with your professor that way.
Yeah, it's time consuming to read to sit through a lecture and then have to listen to it again. Do you have a way to do that on the go, like to listen while you're running, while you're working out, while you're
Yes,
driving?
yes, I do. I've done that before too. I have my headphones and I'll listen to the lecture back over again. I go to office hours. Thank God for office hours because, you're able to get that one-on-one attention that you need that you wouldn't be able to get in class.
I want to say
And
something about office hours. All right, for those students who don't want to go to the office hours, you have to. You'll be
yes,
surprised at what you learn when you go to office hours because I think sometimes students forget that their professors are people too. And like they have
yes,
good days, they have bad days. They try
yes,
their best to explain things, but they don't always explain it. Sometimes they think they have communicated stuff that they actually haven't communicated. And so when you go to office
correct.
hours, you can learn a lot. I had a professor, it was a criminal justice professor. I don't remember what the
Okay.
assignment was, but I know that it had to do with our term paper. And there
Hmm.
were things that he wanted in the term paper that he did not put in the syllabus. He never explained it in class.
Yep.
And I only
Hmm.
found out from going to office hours that, like, I
Yes.
remember specifically, he's like, I want at least 10 references. I'm like, I didn't know
Oof.
that. When was I supposed to know that? When were you going to
Right.
tell us? He never did.
Yes. He didn't tell. Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah, so yes, go to office hours. You will be surprised at what additional information that you learn. Plus, I think it lets your professors get to know you. If you're at a large university where you have very large classes, it gives your professors an opportunity to get to know you by name and not just a number. And then
Yeah.
I think it also shows that you're
Boost your grades.
interested, like you're invested.
Yes, it definitely does. It shows that you're invested, and also it gives them an insight on how like you really learn and operate. So if you tell your professor, "Hey, I'm struggling with this concept. Could you stay with me after and to where I can understand it in my own terms and putting it in my own way of learning. And I think that's important because you can see some information and then it'll leave your head in a matter of moments. And so I think you go to this office hours and you learn it his way. It's like, okay, this is the information that I see on paper. And how can I put this information in my own words so I can learn the information, I can grasp it? It's a very key component, and you get a little bit of brownie points at the end of the semester where you're lingering a C or a B. He might boost you up to his a B
Yes.
because you went to his office hours
Yes.
and he sees you actually trying
Yes.
and
Absolutely.
working it.
Absolutely.
Yes,
It can make the difference.
it really can.
Yes.
It can really make the difference.
Yeah.
And
All
like you
right.
said, teachers are human.
Yes, yes. Okay, so I want to transition to practical experience. So we've talked about, the fitness, but fitness is not about just reading and having a head knowledge, right? You got to at some point
Right.
move your body. And so I want to
Yes.
know like what practical experience you have with this field of fitness or anything that you have coming up.
So coming up, I made a phone call to 24-hour fitness and asked if they have any internships, and they do.
Oh,
They what they need to do, they need it for my school. They need to ask about like if they do that type of thing, but they have internships for my field of work. And so I had made a phone call a couple of days ago asking like, is there anything I can do to be inside the gym or shadow somebody?
oh, that's awesome.
And he said yes. So he needs to talk to his supervisor to just give me the okay and the sign off of shadowing someone. And because there's obviously liability and those type of things, so he has to ask those type of questions. Call back sometime this week or next week. So yeah,
All
I'm
right.
waiting to hear back, but there's a steps in the right direction.
Oh, absolutely. And I love the fact that like this kind of goes back to something you said earlier about like doing research like on your own, that on your own part,
Hmm.
because you
You're right.
you did that on your own.
Yes,
Like just
I
like
did
taking
that.
the initiative. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's a very good experience, and I hope I get the internship, complete these hours for my internship, but
Yeah.
just completing it, but just really taking in the experience of being in a gym, of the ins and outs of helping somebody, work out and seeing what type of knowledge I can gain from the professionals at the gym, and so I can implement that in my own way. And so it's a good experience.
So you're going to be doing this internship, but you have already had experience of being in the gym.
Yeah.
So, what do you see as being some of like the biggest challenges that the fitness industry will be facing or is facing, just based upon like your experience?
So, from my personal experience, I think just maintaining clients and managing the costs, one of the hardest things you would have to look at because you want to make sure that your clients are getting the bang for their buck and not just being, lied to or messed over
Mm,
in a sense of really getting what they need and what kind of goals they want to hit in their fitness journey.
mhm,
And so that would be, the two things: maintaining clients because clients come and go out of your gym. So if they don't feel like this is a rewarding process, they're gonna leave and go to the next gym or, kind of give up on themselves. And you're
mhm,
just gonna have to motivate them in a way where it's just like you're doing a great an example, but saying you're just doing a great job at an exercise and just telling them like, motivation and telling them keep going and tell them like you can accomplish your goals if continue along this process. So don't give up on yourself is
that's
a
good.
key thing. If you miss your mark one day, there's always tomorrow. So you could, reach your mark again and or make a new mark.
Fitness can really be a metaphor for life, right? Like, don't give up on yourself. Keep going.
Yes.
You can reach your
Yes.
goals.
Yes. Yes, you can. It goes hand in hand. It really the body and the mind work like clockwork.
So I have a couple of questions about technology. There's the Aura Ring to track your sleep. There's the
Hmm.
Fitbit or the Apple Watch to track
Yeah,
things. There's all this connected fitness, and there's all the ways in which we're sending all this data to, big tech. How do you see technology impacting the role of fitness or the fitness director?
I think it's a really good add-on, to be quite frank. I think when you have a watch, a fitness watch on, you're able to track your steps or you're walking, you're getting your cardio in. And so when you're not at the gym, you're still having movement. By
Mm,
just having movement in your body or just moving, you're doing something right. You're doing something correct. You're losing, adequate weight down and your water weight and just those type of things that you can accomplish post gym if you're not able to get in the gym, and just having those accessible to you
yeah,
is a great add-on because now you're like, okay, now I'm in the gym. Oh, I've seen some pounds I've lost just by walking. Oh, okay, I feel better about myself. I can do this. I can be in the gym more often. And if I can't get there, I know I'm doing something active. Just
yeah,
being active is the best thing that you can ever do. And along with just eating well and tracking that, you're
yeah.
you're you're pretty much doing 90% of what you need to do.
Sometimes
Um,
I know that people can be kind of like a slave to or just heavily connected to that wearable. I remember a friend telling me that he was on the track working out when he realized that his watch wasn't working. He stopped working out so that he could charge it up. Like he
yeah.
literally stopped the workout to go charge up the watch so that he can
Oh man.
so that his workout can be recorded.
Oh man. I would have kept going.
But then you could feel like you didn't get credit for it.
Yeah, you're doing fine. You're outside. You're moving.
Yeah.
That's the whole point.
Yeah.
Your movement, just getting your body to move and just having that, I think, is important. I even tell myself that I got to move my body. I got to make sure I walk around, exercise for the day if I can. Now, time in the summer, so actually exercising a little bit more in fitness. So yeah,
So
you'll be fine.
so have you ever heard of the I think they call it the freshman 20?
Yes, I've heard of that.
All right. So you, Jonathan, are the guest speaker at freshman orientation, and you're
Okay.
going to talk to the freshman class about fitness and how to avoid the freshman 20. What are you going to
Okay.
say? What are you going to tell them? Top three things.
So top three things. Okay. Number one, I would say go grocery shopping and get your own food and cook it. I think that's one way you can avoid pounds being seen on your body. Number two, just go to any local gym on your campus and try to go at least a couple times a week so you're being active.
Okay.
And then I would say number three, really look at your plate and
Mm,
like evaluate, okay, do I have more fried and fatty foods on my plate than greens and protein and natural foods that I need are gonna help my body,
I
or do I
love
just have
that.
a bunch of junk food sitting around me with the juice, with the white rice, any fatty food like the burritos, the burgers, fries, cookies, any sweets? Is it more sweet and tasteful than beneficial to my body?
I love
Um,
that. Evaluate your plate. Is there an app for that? Like, can you take a photo of your plate and it tells you, you need too
I'm
much
not I'm
rice?
not sure if there's an app for that, but I think there is a way. I think you can. I think there is My Fitness Pal. You can do that. Maybe take a picture and really see like, hey, I'm more protein, or just look it up. Look up nutrition articles or just a nutrition worksheet that states like all the proteins, all the good foods, and all the bad foods, and like there's like a slow or go mode. That's kind of how I look at it. So green, yellow, and red. So that's kind of like when you're driving.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. I need
So
you to explain that. Green, yellow, red.
yes, so how I look at it is green. So obviously greens, it's tie on the word greens on your plate, and so what that means is like, okay, these are green foods or good foods, proteins. Yellow would be, some juice here and there, some cereal that's, sugary. I would be slow on that because that's just, gonna prevent. It's not good to wake up in the morning just eat sugar in your body.
Right.
Um, so I was slow on that. I would eat it, but I would have a protein shake so I won't,
Hmm.
balance it out a little bit. And then red, you know, you- just junk food. Like,
Okay.
really, just the junk food that you have in your kitchen. That would be,
Like you're flaming hot, you're
your
flaming
flaming
hot
hot
Cheetos.
Cheetos, the chips, the cookies, the whatever else, licorice, any candy of sorts.
Okay.
And so that's kind of how I look at it. You might want to stop eating that as much.
Okay.
You can, I just kind of came up with it when I was driving one day. I was like, this kind of makes sense.
I
I got
like
it.
it. I like it. Jonathan's green, yellow, and red. You gotta come up with a catchy title for that.
I will. I would definitely, I would definitely driving your body. How about that?
Oh, I like
You're,
that.
you're driving your body.
Driving your body. Yes, I like that. And let's not drive it into the ground.
Yes. Yes. Let's not drive it in the ground. Let's be cautious at some
Yes.
point.
Green, yellow, and red. That's awesome. What are you doing these days for fitness?
These days, I have a weight training program that I think I'm gonna do whenever I hit the gym. So I'll create a program that I create sets of like 2 sets of 10 barbell, or I'll have like bench press day, squat day. Even I would have it for in the gym and at home. So I'm
Okay.
still doing exercise. So if I go to the gym, it's specifically for the weights that I have there, and I just print that out and I'll just stick to it. If I can't make it to the gym, I do an at home regimen that will look like, going on a YouTube video and searching up arms and chest and incorporate some abs at the end, and then a rest and recovery at the when I'm done with my workout. So whether that's taking a cold shower and then just kind of relaxing my body throughout the day, or just kind of getting to bed early because
Mm,
I will be tired.
yeah.
And so doing those things would really, really help see where my fitness goals are reaching. And so those are the things I'm gonna off.
All right. Okay. Well, Jonathan, thank you so much for coming to the Academic Survival Podcast. Is there
Thank you.
anything that I didn't ask that you might want to share?
Probably just like really honing in how you believe in yourself, and really, I think that's a good thing incorporating, because you got to believe in yourself that you can accomplish these things, because it starts with you. It's your journey. And so I think a lot of times we look at other people's journeys and we kind of get discouraged, whereas we should just admire it from afar and just like, this is my own personal journey. I can take some pieces from them, but that's their journey, not my journey. So just really falling in love in the journey and the process, because it is a process. It's not microwave. You can't throw it in there and, see that. You got to kind of get your pots and pans and cook it. So I just like, look, it's my own journey. Trust God through this process, and whatever He wants me to go through and whatever He wants me to, really hone in on, I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna take it a step at a time, take it a day at a time, really fall in love with it, because it's a process. It's not easy. It's
Yeah.
not supposed to be easy. It's supposed to be difficult. It's supposed to have days where you wake up and you catch a cramp, and you got to go ahead and get a foam roller and roll that thing and go back
Ooh,
to
let me
bed.
tell you. Oh my gosh. Talk about sometimes I catch the cramps in my toes and I'm like, ah, I'm like, kind of
Yeah.
stand up, where's the cold floor? Like,
Hmm. Yeah. That's the key. That's the difference. And recovery, I stress it enough because I've been there. I've had days where I did too much, tweak something, and now I gotta go ahead and lose time. So
mm,
I'm thinking about saving time. I'm like, okay,
yeah,
if I need to take a day off, and taking a day off is fine. I think, take, like, you want to have your goals, you want to be in the gym 6 days, 5 days, 40, like, be in the gym, eat well, but also take your time.
yeah,
If you're feeling sore, take a day off, you know, it's still gonna be there in the morning. So
yeah.
take a day off, relax, kick up your feet, go do something, touch nature a little bit,
Yeah.
call somebody. That's the key.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Jonathan.
Yes,
Enjoy
yes.
your holiday weekend.
Thank you. I will.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
That's it for today on academic survival. If you want to share your story on how you survived your freshman year of college, you can reach me at info@chandralmcdonald.com. We'll be back next week with more ways to survive your academic journey. Until then, happy studying.